quick one for you on the topic of salt and how salt plays its part in dampness in walls. So what we see here is this is a part of a wall in the dining room of a house which was behind a radiator. We've just took the radiator off just for now, and it could never get on top of the problem of a big damp patch behind the radiator. It was always there, no matter what happened. They've had it drilled numerous times and injected on this wall because of suspected damp. But it's not that. It's not rising damp. This is salt damp. So going back to when this house was built, this is a 1930s, maybe early 40s house. It's a semi, and here in this room here, so we're in the dining room, there was a fireplace here, and the fireplace has been removed. And so what that means is basically each leg, each cheek and the front breast of the fireplace has been removed, but it's left the back. Obviously the back wall is a party wall, so that can't be removed, but we've got some evidence here of its past in the form of some soot which remains. So soot contains mostly salt and sulfur, and those materials are hygroscopic. In other words, they attract moisture, and so when they're left for a long time, and humidity levels rise in buildings, in houses, occupancy rises. We interact with our homes differently to when our predecessors did back in the time when this house was built. So what that means is that even though this has been rendered over, actually, some quite thick, heavy cement render there, and then plastered over, salt remains. So I removed a piece of some of the cement render here, and we find lots of salt, causing trouble underneath, directly underneath, the masonry, big build-ups of salt. So this salt's got to be removed, and then we're going to be doing an anti-salt treatment or an anti-sulfate treatment, which is basically treating this with a anti-sulfate liquid several times, and then replastering with an appropriate backing material. So that's what happens with chimneys often. If you ever have a damp patch and you suspect a chimney used to be there, or indeed on an existing chimney or fireplace chimney breasts, this is a common problem, and it's caused by salt. So the salt that remains here is hygroscopic. It's actually attracting the moisture from the air. I'm not saying this house had high humidity, but there was some humidity, obviously, as a natural day-to-day running of the house, and it's found its way in here and sort of activated this salt, and then we get this finish on the top, this decorative spoiling. So yeah, something to think about. So yeah, frequently in my experience, this kind of dampness is often misdiagnosed as rising damp. So all the plaster then gets taken off unnecessarily, up to 1.2 meters high. It's then drilled and injected and replastered. Even if they're using the appropriate materials, this problem is going to come back soon enough unless it's actually treated. So that's what we're doing today. So I hope this has been of some use to you, and stay tuned.